Hey there, this is Susan Beyer, and you have found Fun with Research. I'm glad you're with me today. I want to talk today about the difference between segments and personas. I had a client ask me about this sort of in conversations, and I think it's helpful to understand the difference, and there is a difference. So let's dive in. So segments are categories into which you cluster people, organizations, whatever. And they could be all different kinds of categories. You could look at segments based on age or gender or other demographics. You may look at segments based on sort of their relationship with your organization, their customers or their prospective customers or their lapsed customers. Those are segments. You can look at organization size. You can look at attitudinal segments, which is what we do at Audience Audit, which groups people based on the kinds of attitudes that they hold in common that make them different from other people in that same audience. So there's lots of different ways to sort of slice and dice into segments. It's basically just putting people, survey respondents, your client database or whatever into various buckets based on any imaginable number of categories. Personas are something different. Personas are a tool that marketers use to help crystallize an understanding of different groups for parts of an organization. So you definitely want your sales team, your customer service team, your product development team, your marketing team, your executive team to all be on the same page with respect to sort of who you're trying to retain, acquire as an organization, for customers, for students, sort of depending on what you do, even media contacts, things like that. You really want to have everybody be on the same page. And the best way to do that isn't necessarily throwing a whole host of data at them and saying, these people are in this group. It's much more helpful to give people some insight into who they're really thinking about when they're doing their particular job, whether it's sales or customer service or product development or marketing. So personas are sort of taking the data from the segments that you've developed and making that come alive in the minds of people. Now, people approach personas differently. Probably if you're working in marketing for any period of time, you're going to come across personas that have sort of a picture of a person, an individual, or a family or something like that. And that may have a bunch of demographics in it. It may have some attitudes in it. It may have what kind of car people own or what they do on the weekend or those kinds of things. You can see the same thing with business buyers. So I think that sometimes we go overboard with what we pile into a persona. And I see a lot of times where we take the information we have about the members of a persona, be they corporate company buyers in a B2B situation or consumers in a B2C situation or donors or alumni or students or whatever. We sort of take what we know about them demographically, maybe their interaction with our website, something like that, and we assign motivations to it. And maybe we're just guessing. Maybe we say, well, you have a Volvo and you have a couple of kids, so you're probably very safety oriented. The problem with doing that is we may or may not be right. I think that what's really helpful in personas is to really understand why people are doing what they're doing, because whether you're in sales or customer service or product development or marketing, that helps you understand what you need to do, what your organization, your department needs to do to help those people make a decision to become clients or customers, to solve their problems. And that's much more easy to do when you have actual attitudinal information about what's driving them instead of just demographics and taking a swing at the attitudinal part. So that's my pitch for attitudinal personas. You also have to be kind of careful with photos, because sometimes the people in a segment don't all look like the person whose photo you're using to represent. And people can become very easily linked to, I see this photo on the persona of a young 22-year-old woman, and here's a guy who seems like that, but he doesn't look anything like the picture. So I'm not going to make that connection that he would be in this persona and I need to deal with him in a particular way. So anyway, segments and personas, not interchangeable. Segments are the groups that provide the data that you can then use to develop personas. But personas are really where you need to be when it comes to helping people understand the different types of folks you're trying to reach from a marketing standpoint and envision how they could help them. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, Susan at audienceaudit.com, and we will see you next Friday with another video. Take care.